Thank you, Maura. Way to set the stage with that energy. I've known Denise for years, and when I was thinking about her bio, I'm thinking all the stuff now that I've known about her, and just say, well, here's my bio, here's what I've been up to out in the world. And I started reading this, I was just floored. So I had something in mind, but I'm definitely going to read this for you instead. Because you think you know Denise, but do you really know all that she's been about out in the world out there? Reverend Denise Desimone is an ordained interfaith minister, a Reiki master, and is certified in many other healing modalities. We all know she's a singer, songwriter, and a sound healer as well. From a medical standpoint, Denise is a walking, talking, singing, speaking miracle, having survived stage 4 throat and neck cancer, a journey which led her to author her book entitled From Stage 4 to Center Stage. Anybody out there know that book? Yeah, look at that, Denise. 22 months after having been warned she may never sing again, Denise sang to a sellout crowd of 37,000 Red Sox fans at Boston's Fenway Park. Her story has been shared on Inside Edition, Fox News, The Buckley Report, and NBC's daytime show, along with extensive radio interviews across the country. Does anyone know Bernie Siegel? Dr. Bernie Siegel, right? This is what he has to say about her book. Reading this book can be a guide for anyone facing one of life's difficulties. Let this book become your coach and guide you to a healed life. Notice that it says it's a guide for anyone. Anyone. Denise now travels the country and the world sharing her message of self-love. Please join me in welcoming a true believer in the power of love, Reverend Denise Desimone.
Like people with buttons and stuff like that, because I don't want to have to deal with buttons. I'm just going to move this a little bit over here. You all look so beautiful today. Good morning, Unity on the River, and thank you for being here, and all of you out in live stream land. Is that how you say that? That'd be a good title for a song, Live Stream Land. And I want to wait for Rhonda to come back in for a moment to say something I need to say. But yes, I am part of Unity on the River, and I do have a story, and I did write a book, and I like to say all you really need to know about me is that I got cancer, I didn't die, so I wrote a book. Thank you. And thank you. And I wanted to publicly thank Rhonda because when I was ill, and it was a journey of many, 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 many months, Rhonda was my prayer chaplain, and Rhonda would call me often and pray with me, and there were times I had no voice. I could barely say hello, but she held the high watch for me, so I've always wanted to just publicly say thank you very, very much. You were such a healing entity in my life at that time. So today, I have an invitation for you. I have a few invitations, but the first invitation I have is for you to listen today as if your engine's on fire. Now, what I mean by that is how many people have flown in an airplane? Okay. So you know when they're talking and up there doing put the mask and do this and stick the inflatable and push the button and blah, 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 and if we're over water and you're reading the in-flight magazine and you're thinking about everything but listening to that person, because what happens? You know that, right? You already know what she's saying and he's saying. And then all of a sudden you look out and the engine's in flames and they get back up and they're doing the thing, and now you put the in-flight magazine down, don't you? And you don't really care what deal you're going to get when you get landing and you're going to buy something. What you're now paying attention to is you have a listening that is very different, don't you? You have a listening that your life depends on it. You have a listening that says, I better listen to this because in a few minutes I'm going to have to know how to put this mask on and what to do first and how to blow this thing up if we're over water. Do you understand what I'm saying? The listening is different, isn't it? So I'm inviting you today because it's true. I did get cancer, I didn't die, and I wrote a book. If you want to read it, it's a great story, it's inspirational. But today isn't about me. It's about you. And I'm not only speaking, I'm listening as well, because Spirit gave me some good stuff for today. So I'm right there listening as well, like my life depends on it. So I want to read something for you. And I have a question. And the question I have is, who am I? I am your constant companion. I am your greatest helper or heaviest burden. I will push you onward or drag you down to failure. I am completely at your command. Half the things you do, you might just as well turn over to me. And I will be able to do them quickly and correctly if you just give me guidance. I'm easily managed, but you must be firm with me. Show me exactly what you want done, what you want created, and I will work on it automatically. I'm the servant of all great men and women, but alas, I am also that which also brings failure to them as well. Those who are great, I have made great. Those who are failures, I have made failures. I am not a machine, but I work with the precision of a fine machine, plus the intelligence of the smartest person you know. You may run me for profit, and you may run me for ruin. It makes no difference to me. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I will place the world at your feet. Be easy with me, casual with me, convenient with me, and I will destroy every dream you have. Who am I? I am your thinking. Do you ever think about what you think about? You never thought about that, did you? Imagine if we thought about what we think about. And how much time do we spend thinking about what you're actually thinking? You know, I was curious and I thought, how many thoughts do we have per day? Look at that. That boils down to 1.2 seconds we have a thought. Every 1.2 seconds we have a thought. Now, when I was looking this up on the internet, it said that 3/4 of those thoughts are about sex. That's kind of okay. But there's plenty of other things to think about. So constructive thinking is very critical to our mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health. Most of us are thinking about what happened yesterday, what's going to happen later. You know, constant negative news. We're looking at CNN, looking at constant negative news. And it's feeding us. And we're thinking about all kinds of stuff, and we don't even know what we're thinking. You know, the best part of my cancer was that I couldn't talk, I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink water, I couldn't sing, I couldn't do squat. You know what I had time to do? Think about what I thought about. And I don't want you to have to go down that road. I didn't get hit with the cosmic 2x4. I got run over by the truck. So just if you do nothing else today, take this in at a cellular level. You don't need to go do that. For some reason, I did. And I'm glad I did, because now I can just hopefully impart something to you about paying attention. There's a frequency out there. There is the divine mind, the infinite mind, that wants to think through us. But what happens is we get all caught up and bogged down, and we don't even think about our dreams. We don't think about what it is, or we do. But then we put all this self-doubt and what Rhonda prayed in about being little and our littleness. Let go of any of that. That's constricting. We want to expand. God wants us to expand. That's what we're doing here. You know, it's a thought that happens first. Everything is a thought. It's created in thought first. Anything and everything that you see. And we don't get to not create. If you're breathing, you're creating. All we get to do is we're either creating by default or we're creating by design. So I'm inviting you to create by design. Think about what you're thinking about. Hold the image. And everything, yes, it's true. Everything that is against and not supportive of your image in your dream is going to come up. And that's okay. Sometimes the fact is, you really don't have all the money you want in your checkbook, do you? Or you don't have the love of your life yet. And if you let the facts have power over the truth about you, then you're losing. And if you wallow and wallow and, you know, get swallowed up in all that thinking, you hold the image of what it is that you want. Because we plant, you know, a cucumber seed knows what? How to be a cucumber. God wants us to plant seeds of beauty and abundance. And when Jesus said, you know, the kingdom is it didn't mean for some of us. And it didn't mean once in a while. It meant for every single thing that you desire. If you hold the frequency, like Abraham Hicks talks about, and you shoot that rocket of desire, and you can hold that, and you just don't let the facts take your power away, we can create what we want like that. I do it. My best friend Marcia's mother said to me yesterday, because I just manifested an absolutely fabulous place to live, with a beautiful view out my kitchen window looking at the most amazing evergreen tree. And I held that image. But I didn't even have it as good as it is, because Mary Morrissey, you know Mary Morrissey, she used to be a union minister. She talks about holding your dream with an open palm, because we sometimes want to hold on too tightly. And what we might want to make manifest is we're choking it. Hold it with an open palm, because the higher order just might have something better. And for me, I feel so blessed. The higher order had something that I didn't even dream. I did, but it just, all this good, gushy, fabulous extras came in. I got the number 9 platter with a bunch of egg roll and chicken wings. But my friend's mom said to me yesterday, you know, she went over and she said, you have an angel over your head. You just have this amazing angel. And I said, really? And you don't? Well, you blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, really. Now, listen, I know it's fun to laugh, but I want you to listen to me. I don't have any different angels than you. I just listen to them. And I got rid of a lot of the stuff. I think about what I think about. I do. And when all this stuff, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm quicker to come to center. And I'm quicker to listen. You know, I've told you, when a baby's born, oh my God, it's a miracle. You once weighed between 6 and 10 pounds. You are the miracle that everybody was so excited about when you were born. And then they dump this stuff on you. Now we have to undo it, because you all have the same angels, maybe even more angels, but we all have that. So I don't have anything different. I just listen more carefully, and I pay attention. The reason that I got this apartment is because I was supposed to be going one place, and the Spirit said, sit still. And I thought, oh, but I got to get in there and order a pizza. And the Spirit said, sit still. Yeah, but I got to, shut up. Angels sometimes say, shut up. Or put your voice away. Maybe that's what they say. So I sat there, and the timing was perfect. I don't want to get into the story, but just suffice it to say, it was perfect. The timing could not have been more amazing. And that keeps happening to me all the time, and it can happen for you. So this is probably the most, so I just want to reflect. You're going to design or default? You're going to create, if you're breathing, you're creating. Make a choice. You're going to create by default or by design. So this is probably the most important question anyone will ever ask you. What do you really think about yourself? That's a tough question. You know, if you know me, you know my message is self-love is the all-time greatest healer. And I didn't go from, you know, I got 3 months to live to, oh, I think I'll just love myself and everything will be great. No. You got to start with forgiveness, and you got to do the steps, and we don't have enough time to talk about all that today. But self-love and what we think about ourselves. You know, we plant the seed of we want this dream, and we plant the seed of I want this, or I like that, or don't feel bad about your desires. We ought to have desire. That's what moves us and propels us forward in life. And if it's good for us and if it's good for other people, then it's good. And if we plant a seed of our desire and then start putting seeds of doubt and littleness and we're not worthy of it and geez, do people really like me and am I really loved and am I enough? We're going to choke the seeds with weeds. And you will never grow a cucumber. It's not possible. So I heard something about a month ago. And it said, no one will ever outperform their own self-image. Yeah, you're all humming. I know I got a good one when you hum. When people hum, that's something. Imagine, you'll never outperform your self-image. But what do we have to do? We got to get that self-image raised up, right? We got to raise our consciousness. And we got to play with the field of imagination. Could you do the next slide? You know, I love Carl Jung. Without the playing with fantasy, no creative work has ever yet come to birth. The debt we owe to the play of imagination is incalculable. And all the works of man have their origin in creative fantasy. What right have we then to depreciate imagination? Play in the field of imagination. I imagine myself doing all kinds of things, and they do come. I never imagined myself singing at Fenway Park. My friend Tim imagined me singing at Fenway Park. And all he kept saying is, she's going to sing the national anthem at Fenway Park, because the PMC had asked me to sing at the opening ceremonies the morning of the ride at Babson in front of 4,000 people. And that was something. And every time Tim was with me and some people were around, he'd say, she's going to sing the national anthem at Fenway Park. And I'd say, dude, why do you keep saying that? And he'd look at me and go like, because you are. So if we can't believe something for ourselves and we can't play in the field of imagination, let other people believe it for you. Find people in your life that will believe it for you. When I went to North Carolina to write my book, I didn't know. Some people were like, oh, geez, you're really going to give up everything and go down there? You don't know anybody, you're going to write a book? And my oldest sister said, why wouldn't you go? Tim says, she's singing the national anthem at Fenway Park. He's my best boy girlfriend. He sometimes knows things that I don't know. So find somebody that can believe, but you believe too, and play in the field of imagination. Carl Jung also said, the future is unconsciously prepared long in advance. And if that's true, okay, let's just play with this. If that's true, and I know it is, then we have to match that vibration, clear out the cobwebs, start thinking about what you're thinking about. When you're thinking about things that don't serve your higher purpose, just ask them to sit on the doorstep and start getting into that imagination. And imagine yourself being, doing, having what you dream about. Because you know, the quality of our lives reflected in the quality of the questions we're willing to ask. And so you say, geez, you know, what is my dream? What can I imagine? Imagine if I just got into the childlike awe and wonder, and I started to ask questions about how would it look if? You know, Thomas Edison, and Ben Franklin probably did this too, but Thomas Edison was always teased because he took a lot of cat naps. But you know, he wasn't taking cat naps. He was asking the tough questions, and he would be quiet. And he would sit and he would listen. And we know so many great things about who he was. So ask the questions and be quiet. And let the angels come circling in and give you what you need to know. Could you do the next slide, please? So what is your dream? What is your imagination longing to make manifest? The way we can get in touch with our dreams is by our longings and our discontent. What do you long for? What do you feel in this place? We're going to do in a minute, we're going to go into meditation with the sound of O. Our chakras all have a sound, and the sound of O is our wisdom and our will center. We're going to vibrate that. When you long for something, it isn't in your head. We have to think things, but we also have to hold that image in a feeling, cellular place. And so when your longings are coming up, it's here, isn't it? And when we make the sound, put your hand over that part of your body when we make that sound in a few moments and feel that energy. And your discontent. If you really are sick and tired of going to work every day, figure something else out. I mean it, and it is funny, but it isn't. Do not spend another minute doing anything that doesn't make you happy. Now, don't go quit your job tomorrow. I'm not, Shipley will kill me. I'm not saying, you know what, and we're all adults. Have a strategy plan. Hold it, because the next slide says, we can't get to our dream, we have to live from it. And that looks like it doesn't look like, oh, I will be in a new job when I'm this and if this happens. This looks like, I love my new job. I love the surroundings. The people I work with are so awesome. The water cooler conversation is not about the weather. It's about our heart's desires. And my desk is at a window where I overlook the river. And I love the cafeteria because its consciousness raises up with the food that they put on the table every day for us. Do you see the difference? Live from the dream. You cannot get to a dream. You have to live from it. And write it down. Statistics show, and I don't have a slide for those statistics. I can't even say the word. But trust me, if you write it down and you read it, I have my vision right near my bed. I had a vision, yes, for a place to live, but my bigger vision is written down and next to my bed. And so, in closing, I think the most important aspect of all this, and thank you for listening like your engine's on fire. The most important part of life and the most important energy in all of it is gratitude. And gratitude helps us feel more deserving, doesn't it? And not gratitude for all the money in the bank, or gratitude for your new car, or gratitude for our family. Gratitude in the midst of all of it. Gratitude in the love we feel for ourselves. Gratitude in the family we were born into. Gratitude in the turmoil in our lives. Because without it, we don't grow. Challenges are just doorways to transformation, aren't they? Be grateful in the muck and the mire. Because be grateful in your discontent. Be grateful in the longings. And be grateful for you, because you truly are a miracle. And I want you to take your left hand, and I want you to kiss it. Take your right hand and kiss it. Now cross your wrists and hold your face. Now do not let go. That person you're holding is a miracle. They are worthy. And be grateful. And love yourself more every day than you have the day prior. And if you forget you are a miracle and you forget how precious you are, DeniseDesimone.com. Thank you and God bless you. you, thank you, thank you. All righty then. Oh, before we meditate, anybody have a birthday today? Yeah, well, hi, Shipley. Happy birthday, Shipley. Let's all say, happy birthday, Shipley. Anybody have a birthday this week? Woody Guthrie. Who's back there? Astrid has my book. I'm going to give Astrid a big hug and a kiss later for her birthday. And I'll give her a book if you want another one. Is your birthday this week? Tomorrow. Well, would you come up here and get this book, please? And enjoy it. What's your name, Tracy? See me after and I'll sign it for you. God bless. Thank you. All right, so we're going to meditate, and you know, I'm all about doing it a little differently, aren't I? If you know me, you know I'm a bit of a rebel, but that's all right. I get away with it for some reason. Probably because I'm the youngest of 5 and my parents were tired by the time I came around. You too. Do we love this woman? Yes. Oh. And the choir and just everybody here. I know we thank you at the end, but I'm thanking you now because without all of you, you know, I always say unity is not a place. Unity, you're the capital U in unity. You are unity, and all of you make it happen, and thank you, thank you. So what we're going to do, we're going to settle in and we're going to meditate. And I want to start with the sound of oh. This is our will center, our center for wisdom. The color is yellow. And if you just close your eyes and take a deep breath, and together we're going to make the sound of oh until you hear me stop making the sound of oh. So take a deep breath and together just feel the energy in this and feel your longings. And in the silence, you're just going to let Spirit talk to you about your dreams. So together, just feel that energy just going through every cell of your being.